Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Thor issue 4. And this is a pretty great issue because we see the kind of fallout of what's going on with Thor, Sif, and Beta Ray Bill. We don't like the immediate fallout. We don't get what's going to be happening with Beta Ray Bill and the breaking of Stormbreaker, but we do see kind of Thor's processes of why he's doing what he's doing and what could potentially be kind of interfering a little bit with his ability to wield Mjolnir. We also get to see what's going on in other parts of the realm, mainly with Loki, and then getting towards the setup for the big fight with the Black Winter. So we start off and we see that Yggdrasil is still dying and everything, and we're getting kind of a little bit of an update on that. And then we get back to Thor and Sif and Beta Ray Bill. And of course, Sif's calling him a horse's ass and everything, and Thor is trying to do the kind of king thing that he has seen Odin do. Be like, stand down. Why are you here? You should be tending to the Bifrost. And she's like, I'm trying to stop you from doing stupid stuff. And of course, she's like, what are you going to do? I'm not going to fight you. And he tries to hurl Mjolnir at her, and she uses the Bifrost to teleport it out. And of course, she goes to Beta Ray Bill, and he's like, hey, thanks, and everything. And she's like, no, what day is it? He's like, Monday? Is that a question? And of course, Thor's kind of just not really pissed off at this. It's just he kind of needs Mjolnir at the moment and all that. But he's like, why are you doing this? He's like, listen, I see the fear in your eyes that your best days are behind you, that the thought of growing fat and old on that throne is crippling you, but trying to go and prove yourself worthy is going to end you, pretty much. He's going too gung-ho with that and everything, and pretty much kind of setting him straight. And while this is going on, we also cut over and we see that she teleported Mjolnir to Jotunheim, and Loki's like, what the hell's going on with this? And of course, we get a little bit of the stuff of the enchantment and everything. Loki's like, is this a trap? Is this a test? What's going on? And we see, strangely enough, that Loki is able to pick up Mjolnir. Now, I think that from how it is shot, he's clearly holding it. So it's like, interesting that Loki is worthy to wield Mjolnir. Maybe we'll see some other kind of change-up or whatnot. But of course, we'll still be following Thor. But that leads to some interesting stuff as Mjolnir then just flies out of his hand as Thor's calling it back. Galactus is like, screw these petty squabbles. And he's like, I'm coming to help you. Hold your horses. And of course, Sif's like, hey, is there anything that you want me to say to your people? I was like, no, I'll say it after I'm done with this. He gets Mjolnir back, and he's like saying goodbye to them. They go on the Bifrost. Thor then recalls the power cosmic to himself. He's like, let's do this. So they go and they do the rest of the 4 planets, which we get a nice little page, splash page for them as they're getting sent off to Asgard as well, because Thor's trying to make sure that all the people survive. But we then get to the last planet, Kirio, and of course it's getting kind of down to the wire. Thor, of course, gives his spiel about like, listen, we gotta get you guys out of here. They're like, well, we're arrayed against Galactus, not you. He's like, listen, he needs your planet at the moment, but we'll kind of talk through this and everything. But Galactus already starts. He's like, hey, the Black Winter's here. You ain't gonna stop me. And of course, we then look up and we see that this is going on, and it's pretty much already starting to consume some of the people in Kirio, and we see that other people are looking into the Black Winter and seeing Thor as the destruction. It's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But Thor, of course, had ripped off part of his like cape or whatnot and blindfolded himself and unleashed cosmic power and lightning blast into it to kind of stave it off. It would be enough power to like level a continent, but it gives Galactus 14 seconds and enough time to take the core from the planet. And a really cool thing that we've seen that was from the previous splash page is Galactus's evolution as he gets the new power from these planets. As we see one more added, one more, as he's like getting more red, how to say it? It would almost be like glowing red highlights that are consuming more. His headdress is getting bigger and everything. And we see that he gets his kind of final form as Thor kind of goes back to ready up, and Galactus is like, alright, now it's time to do our thing. And Thor's like, yeah, and after this, you and I are going to have words for the people that you've killed here and after. And a really cool bit that we see is that Thor is crying, and the tears are escaping underneath the blindfold because Thor hates that kind of stuff. And I like that we have that in there, really getting to Thor's heart for that kind of stuff. And Galactus is like, sure. And then we see the last page as they are arrayed against the Black Winter, and I love it. Granted, I haven't had any problems with this art whatsoever, and I've loved its look, but this page just kind of captures the cosmic epicness of what's going on as we see the Black Winter with like this skull face and just how formidable it looks, and how we've gotten this entity that makes even Galactus look small. It is no small feat to accomplish. And I can't wait to see how they're going to fight this out. I mean, Thor's probably going to need help as well, so they better get Beta Ray Bill and like some other Asgardians amped up and armed up to do this. And we'll have to see if Yggdrasil dying will have any effect on Thor's kind of All-Father powers or any of his other powers during this Titanic clash. So I'm like, yes. I mean, I've been liking this since the first issue of this creative team, but I'm like, yes, now we're getting into some even bigger kind of battle parts, and I can't wait to see the epicness of that coming down. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.